Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. I want to apologize first and foremost for not coming in yesterday. I was scheduled to come in at 1 p.m. yesterday, but unfortunately, here in Brooklyn, we had some snow earlier in the week, and I think that actually had an impact on why we ended up not having any power all of a sudden at 12 noon it went out. And from what we understand from Con Ed, it sounds like salt may have gotten in onto the electrical cables, and we've not had a true winter in probably over 2 years. So I think at least the streets surrounding our house and a lot of the other neighbors on this block, they weren't used to the salt that you have to throw down when snow actually sticks, which happened this go round. So thank you for those of you who are catching the replay. If you are on live, I am doing something jointly for the first time. I'm actually also going live on my iPhone, and I'm going live as a short. So I am filming myself vertically, coming in live, and I see some folks are on there. So if you want to comment, feel free to comment. This is my first time doing this. I've been meaning to try it for a minute, but I'm doing it today. So today I wanted to come in and talk to you about my love affair with Social Bee. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with what Social Bee is, it is one of God only knows how many social media management platforms that exist so that we as entrepreneurs can be able to share our posts and our content with our followers so that they know exactly what it is that we're talking about, what we're educating them on, and things of that nature. So it's going to be weird for those of you who are watching on the shorts, on YouTube Shorts, because you're not going to be able to see my screen. At least I haven't figured out how I'm going to be able to do that on the desktop as well as on my iPhone, but I'm just doing this as an experiment to see what this looks like and to see what the engagement might be, because from what I understand with shorts, it's going to still appear. You have to go to the live tab in shorts in order to see who's going live. And apparently the longer you go live, the better it's going to be for engagement purposes. My live streams tend to be roughly about 20 to 25 minutes. I don't think I'm going to be going any longer than that. But anyway, we're going to see what happens with this during this live stream. And I'm going to try and keep my eyes out to see if anyone is catching me. But I am going to be sharing my screen in a second so that you can see what Social Bee is. And the reason why I wanted to talk about Social Bee is because I have a tendency to experiment with a lot of different platforms purely for the purpose of seeing what's the easiest and simplest ones for me to use that sort of has all of the bells and whistles in it that I need and that I know a lot of people that are in my situation might need. And I like platforms that are clean, that are simple, that have some automation to them in terms of them being able to get information for you or do things that you don't manually have to do. And I've been using Social Bee God for probably about 3 or more years. I'm trying to remember when I first got it. But what I can say about Social Bee is that it keeps getting better because they keep updating it. And I'm not saying that there aren't other platforms out there that don't update according to the needs of their users and things of that nature. But I just enjoy the updates that Social Bee particularly offers. And so I'm going to share my screen. And for those of you who are on the replay, please post your comments or your questions in the chat whether you're seeing me on whatever platform. I'm going live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So just post whatever your questions are, and I will make a point to come back and watch this so that I can see whatever comments you have so that I can respond. I have on my YouTube channel probably about 2 other videos that are fairly in-depth tutorials on different, well, one's an overview of Social Bee, and then one's on a particular feature that I kind of went bonkers for when I first learned of it, which was their RSS feed that allows you to send your YouTube videos directly to your social media posts. So I really enjoyed that. And for those of you who want to try it out, I do have a QR code in the upper left corner of the live stream that's going on to, that's vertical. That's not that's horizontal. That's not vertical. But anyway, so like I was saying, for you guys that are seeing me here on the shorts, I cannot share my screen with you, but I am live on my channel. So if you want to see the screen that I have up right now, it is the dashboard for Social Bee. And so with Social Bee, what you can do is you can connect all of your accounts. It depends on what subscription you have. I forgot the name of the subscription that I have, but I have the ability to have up to 10 accounts connected. Prior to setting up and planning for today's session, I learned that there was a new platform, and I'm sorry that I'm looking different ways, but I have 2 monitors. There is a social networking platform called Blue Sky that I just discovered, and I actually posted something on there today to tell people about today's live stream. I've never heard of Blue Sky, Blue Jeans, but I've never heard of Blue Jeans as like comparable to Zoom. But I'd never heard of Blue Sky. So the only other social networking platform that I had ever known of was and is Alignable, and that is not available. And I don't think that ever will be because I don't think that they want that. But Blue Sky, when I looked at it, it gave me the feel of Twitter and Threads, if anybody's been using Threads as well. But it's a social networking platform, so that's different than social media marketing. So I don't know how involved and what kind of time constraints it requires for you to spend on that platform in order to gain some results. But because I can post over there, I'm certainly going to do that and then just sort of see what it has to offer. Sometimes you can get a little bonkers with all of the different platforms. Like I have, all of these are connected with the exception of I'm not connected to TikTok because I do not have a TikTok account. I know I'm probably one of the weird ones, but for a variety of different reasons, I don't have one. I don't have Twitter anymore. I closed that down when it became X, and I'm not active on Pinterest any longer. So I do not send to those 3 platforms, but now I've added Blue Sky. So that's one of the platforms, as you can see, it's over here, that I will be creating content for and just checking it out and seeing what it can do. I have no idea how many people are on that platform. I don't know anything about it. So if anybody that's listening to this, whether it's live or on the replay, please post in the comments if you are familiar with Blue Sky and if you can share any information about whether it has been a tool that you're using and what your thoughts are on it. So, so once you have all of your accounts connected, and it works the same way as all of the other Hootsuite buffers and all of those other people, then you need to start creating your content or adding your content on. And so these are my particular content categories. And what I also love about Social Bee is that they make it really easy for you to identify and for you to create your content categories. And I love that that's a piece of the organizational aspect of things. Thanks for the like. I appreciate the fact that it gives that ability for you to be able to categorize your content, because I think a lot of us, the way that we learn about social media is through categorization. And so it's really important, whether it's because you have a framework or whatever the case is, that you do have categories of where your, or buckets of where your content can go. Now, Social Bee goes a step further, and I can only really speak about Social Bee's capabilities in doing all of these types of things because it's been a while since I've tried any other platform. I've been on a bunch of other ones prior to Social Bee, but Social Bee has a tool called their Social Media Copilot. Now, it's been in beta for quite a while. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep it in there. Obviously, it's in beta because they need to work out the kinks and things of that nature. But what I loved about this was that it allowed you to give Social Bee a lot of information about you and your business. And you have a choice of either saying that you're going to be creating content for yourself as a person or for your business as an entity. And so once you choose that, then it'll ask you what is the name of the person or what is the name of the company, what is your website, what is your personal role, either as an entrepreneur or in the company. And then if you have a motto or a tagline, it asks for that information as well. And then you can then identify what services it is that your company or you as an entrepreneur provide or offer. And then you can tell the Copilot, what's your tone? Like, are you super casual? Are you fun? Are you edgy? You know, like, what is your tone in terms of the way that you communicate? Are you super professional and corporate? And then who are your target audiences? Now, for all of these answers, the more information you give it, because it's an AI tool, the more information that you give it, the better off it's going to then be able to give you the results. Now, what I love about Copilot, and the reason why I'm even on here today, is because it really does a lot of the work for you if you are someone that has always been stuck in not knowing what content to create. If you've been like, I know I should be doing something, but I don't know what I should be doing or how it should look or any of that stuff, the Copilot definitely fills in the blanks for you. But your piece, what you need to contribute to it, is having a clear understanding of what you do and who you do it for. What are their pain points and what are their problems? What are their needs? Because if you are clear on who your audience is, the rest actually AI can help you with. I'm not going to say that AI should be the tool that you solely 100% put all of your faith in and say, I'm not going to think, thanks, Misty, I appreciate it. And that you should not even attempt to think of things on your own. You really need to make sure that you are using it as a tool. It is a tool to get you started. My issue when I first started, and I still have this issue, is not knowing, you know, you can stare at a blank screen or a blank piece of paper and you know you need to write something. But for me, I just used to do dumps of information and then I'd have to go back in and try and make sense out of it. This kind of gets you started. It's sort of, you know, using anything that's AI based just gets you moving and motivated to sort of get started with what you need to write. And then you can parse it out so that it sounds more like you. But AI is getting better and better because obviously it's learning, it's machine learning is a key component of it. So the more information that you give it, the more it's going to be able to spit out the right kinds of information that's suited as ideally possible for you as it can. So once you've filled out this information, and again, outside of, you know, obviously you're a person or your name and website, you need to give it as much information as you can so that it can then start to generate the information. So what the Copilot does, and I'm not going to generate because I've already done this, is it will then recommend what social media platforms is probably the best platforms for you. So as a given, I knew that when I did this, it was going to say TikTok. And sure enough, it said TikTok. I believe it also even recommended that I be on Twitter as well at the time. And so from there, you don't have to do what it's recommending, but it's suggesting the different platforms that you should be on. And so you can then select which ones it is that you want to be on. And if it's selected or chose a platform or a profile that you did not already connect Social B to, you have an opportunity to connect it at that time. Next, it's then going to carve out those categories. So those are the categories that I showed you previously, where it was like Ask Me Anything or Behind the Scenes, or it could be specific types of content that may relate to the types of content that you're going to create. I know that for my categories, and I'm going to switch over to my categories really quickly so that you can see, I wanted to have things like character posts, connection posts, client promotions, conversion and testimonial, credibility posts, curated, obviously, curated news, my blogs, my YouTube videos, podcast. I have one that is just for me to practice on, and then anything that's promotional, success stories, and top tips from experts. So some of these were created by Copilot, and some of them, like the character post and the connection post, were created by me. And it was because I knew that I needed to connect with my audience a little bit better, and they needed to know who I was. So I wanted to have purposeful content that I could put out there that would share more about me and learning who I was, what I do in my spare time. Like, I'm a genealogy buff. I am very into keto and carnivore diet, things of that nature. So that kind of content is where I put on the, not the character, sorry, that is actually on my connection post is what I will share that kind of information on. So when you go to and you activate the Copilot, it will recommend, again, based specifically on your niche and on what you do. It's going to recommend the types of content categories, and you can choose the ones that you want to keep and get rid of the ones that you don't want. Next, it's then going to offer you a posting plan. So it's going to say that you should post these pieces of content or these categories on these days. So it may make it out to 5-day-a-week plan, or it may be a 7-day-a-week plan. I know my schedule is actually on a 7-day week plan. And then once you, again, approve or disapprove, and you can change this afterwards anyway, it will then generate generic posts based on the information that you provided. It will select or draft up or come up through AI with a number of different posts for all of the different platforms. And again, you have the choice of saying, yes, I want to keep them. No, I don't want to keep them. So now I want to show you really quickly what the schedule or the calendar could look like. So like I mentioned, I post 7 days a week, and then based on the time of day and day of week will be a different category. So conversion and testimonials tend to be early in the morning on Monday and Tuesdays, Fridays and Sundays. And then I don't do anything on Monday again until 9 a.m., where I'm doing top tips from experts, and then followed by connection posts. This is all random. I can switch these up whenever I want. I can move the dates. I can do all kinds of different things. I can delete them. I can do whatever I want. I probably will be going in at some point to change up my schedule, just so that I can move some things around. Because like you can see here, I have client promotions every day at the same time, with the exception on Sunday. So I probably will want to change that around. So you can look at it here on a calendar view, or you can look at it on a compact view so that you can just see, you can count the number of posts that you're posting on a daily basis. You can look at this based on a specific social media platform, or you can, or profile, I should say, or you can look at all of them. So if I only wanted to see what I was posting to my Facebook page, then I could see what those were. And so you can just easily make those changes. Then here for a next post, just lets you know what's coming up next. What's the next post that you have that is waiting to go live, and then it tells you when it's going to go live. So this one's going to go live, and everything's in military time. I keep forgetting to see if I can change military time, but this is 4 o'clock. 1600 hours is 4 o'clock. So I guess it just gives you practice on military time. And so you can decide at this point, do I want this to post or do I not want it to post? And if you don't want it to post, you can always come into edit. Or if you want it to go now and you don't want to wait until 4 o'clock, you can then just hit now. And again, so these are all of the things that are going to be posting between today and tomorrow. And you can always make adjustments if you need to. And let me see, there's different ways that you can look at this as well. You can look at it on the calendar view. You can look at it as a grid only if you have Instagram. If you're posting to Instagram, you can see it via the grid, but that's the only, and grid basically just means how it would look on that profile. Then the next thing that you can do is you can go to your analytics. Now for the analytics, I'm going to admit, I don't scrutinize the analytics on Social Bee. But analytics gives you a couple of ways to look at the content that is on or that you are posting on on your schedule. So for this one, it actually opened up to Insights, and Insights just basically is showing you on a distribution basis per day what it looks like. And so the bigger the bubble, the more information or content you're putting out, and the tinier the bubble, that means that it's not as much. And this is for all of the categories. Again, from here you can choose if you want to see like how much of this is promotional. You can see that promotional is very heavy on Thursdays. And next up is probably on Saturday, followed by Thursday and Tuesday, if you wanted. Or if you wanted, you can look at all of them. And then the other way, which is a little, I don't really know, this is, I guess, a heat map way of looking at it. So again, it just shows you where the stronger, and I notice with the heat map, it looks different than what the bubble map is showing. So that just, kind of gives you some insight on the performance of your posts. Then obviously, if you want, you can look at your page analytics. How are your posts doing? Is there any growth? Are things going on a decline? As well as your profile growth. Mine is set for 14 days, but you can go up to the last 3 months all time, or you can then look at a specific time frame of when you want to see. So mine has incremental growth. Just so you know, this is primarily, I use Social Bee like 99% for LinkedIn, but I'm also sharing on Facebook as well. And I don't really do as much on Instagram, but that might change at some point. So I know I want to see a little bit more growth. There has been growth, but I definitely want to see a little bit more growth with my posts. So that tells me I need to probably switch some things around. So I'm going to definitely go back in and make some changes, change out some of the older posts and come in with some newer content. My profile growth for just the past 2 weeks is not bad because it's over 140% growth from the same previous similar period. So that's good. And I just want to keep that momentum going. And then you can come here and see what your post analytics are. So the average posts per day is 7.47. There is some growth, but again, I want to get that higher. And currently, for the past 2 weeks, my current best post type is video. And that's based on what the previous period is. Sometimes it's images. It's not always going to be, just because I'm in video doesn't mean that it's always going to be in video. It just varies. It kind of depends on when. And this again is specifically for my Instagram, my LinkedIn profile, but I'm not as active on the other ones. So I know that that's not going to look good. The other things that they offer and again, I can't speak for anybody else, is they have concierge services. So I have a client that uses their concierge services, and they basically do some consultation as well as they will post content for you that they, once they've done an exhaustive interview with you and they have a clear understanding of who you're speaking to, they can do this on your behalf. Now, I am going to do a shout out to Social Bee, and I'm going to ask them a favor coming towards the end of this video or this live stream. But stay tuned for that. And so the last thing that you can do also, again, I know that this is available on other platforms, is you have an engagement dashboard. And on the engagement dashboard, that allows you to respond to comments that were made on the platform that you received that comment on. So if you posted something, and it doesn't even have to be a post, it could be that you're mentioned, you'll also get it. But if you posted something and somebody commented on that post, you can then respond on that, whatever the platform is, you can respond as long as obviously it's connected to Social Bee. And instead of having to physically go to each platform and manually do it. And I know that other platforms definitely do offer that. So if you have any questions, if you, you're welcome, Misty. If you want to learn more about Social Bee, I definitely have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel. I'm most likely going to be doing some more because they do have, you know, really cool features. Like one of them, which I really enjoyed. And again, this stems from just needing to have something to jumpstart your thoughts, is that if you needed to have an idea of what you wanted to do for a post. So let's say you had a video. I'm going to just use one of these. I'm going to use this one from today. So I'm uploading the thumbnail from today's live stream. If I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to say about this, what I could do is just come over here to this AI little icon here. And you can see that I'm selected to go live or to publish this on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So if you click on here, you have two choices. You can either generate captions or you can generate images. I've tried to do the generate images thing. Maybe I'm a bit too far-fetched in what I'm looking for. I've never been a huge fan of it, but I have not checked it out since they've improved it. So I am definitely going to do that at some point, but I don't want to take the time to do that now. So under their AI post generator, they have a lot of prompt templates. So I can go here to LinkedIn and I can say, I can choose, let's say that the image that I put up was in reference to a blog post that I was doing. So I can put, I can highlight the area that's in the parentheses and I can say about Social Bee, social management tool and how much I love using it. So I can say that that's what I want this prompt to be. I can choose the tone of voice and I'll say friendly. And you can choose how many words you want it to be. So I'll just do like 51. You can say whether you want it to generate hashtags or to include any emojis. I'll say that for the heck of it. And I'm going to generate just 3 post ideas so that I can choose which ones I want. So here are the results. Exciting news. Just published a new post about my absolute favorite social media management tool, Social Bee. It has seriously transformed the way I manage and schedule my social media content. Check out the post to see why I am completely in love with it. And then here are 2 other versions of that. Now for me, a dead giveaway with a lot of AI generated captions, and particularly those of Social Bee, and I'm not going to say Social Bee is the only one that does it, is that it always opens up with something like exciting news. And so what I would do is I would select all of these if they all fit my criteria. And then what I would do is I would come in and I would edit and I'd remove the exciting news part. And then I would just go in and then continue to edit this so that it looks a little bit better. And then I would put check out. And then I would have a gap between. And then I could change these hashtags if I felt that the hashtags weren't interesting enough or they weren't quite what I wanted it to be. So I could definitely change that. And then over here, you have what it's gonna look like once it's posted. So I could actually say just went live or just, let me see, just finished a live stream about, it's seriously okay, and check out the replay. I could say, check out the replay, blah, blah, blah. But in order for me to do that, I will need to have the link to the replay. So I can either put it here in the copy or I could add it as a comment. So I'm not gonna do that right now because I don't have the link, but you get the gist and you can see what it looks like on all of the different platforms. And these are all the different variations. So this is the first variation that I did the edits to, and then these are the other two that I would definitely be making a change for. I'm gonna unapprove this and save it as a draft so that when this live stream is actually finished, I'm gonna go in to YouTube, get the link, and then post it, and then I'm going to publish it so that people can be able to see the replay. So this, to me, is a game changer. And also the other thing that I wanted to share is that you can actually upload your videos to YouTube from here as well. So if you have just done a video and you want it to go onto YouTube, you can certainly, let me get rid of these because you need to do your YouTube videos separate. So it has here the title that you can put in. You can select whether you want it to go up public, private, or unlisted. You can then put in the description or the information that you want to share, and then you can upload your video here. And then you can also add in your first comment. Like your first comment could be maybe sending them to a freebie with that's in regards to your video, or maybe if it's an affiliate link, you can put that in there as well, and then you can publish it to go live. So I thought that was pretty impressive. And you should be able to also schedule, not through YouTube, because YouTube on its own has the ability to schedule, but you can post at a specific time. So if you wanted this to go live the next day or the next week, you can certainly do that. And then you need to also make sure that you add in your category. So this obviously would be for YouTube videos. And then you can, once you have all of your information here, you will be able to see what the preview looks like. So I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to share that with you. So if again you have any questions, replay or live, definitely post them. I will be responding. And here's a little bit of information that I wanted to share with you as well. My goal is to share my knowledge and especially my contact and information that I gather with or about easy and simple to use tools that will make your life easier, particularly when it comes to video marketing. Whether it's live video marketing for your live streams, or video marketing for your pre-recorded videos. So on the 27th, I am doing a live workshop for free. It doesn't cost a penny. And I'm inviting everyone on here to attend if that is something that you think that you might be interested in. The tool is called Cast Magic, which is a repurposing tool. It's different from a lot of the other tools that are out there. I've been using it for the past couple of months and I'm really enjoying it. And I just love sharing any new tool that I have so that you guys can be able to see it. So the way that that workshop's going to work is you're going to see how I use it in my workflow, and then we are going to have a representative from Cast Magic so that they can walk you through all of the bells and whistles that it has, and then answer any questions that you may have, because I'm sure Cast Magic's been on my radar since December, and it's probably been around prior to that. So some of you may already know about it, but maybe you haven't had an opportunity to see it in action. So you'll have an opportunity to do that on the 27th at 1 p.m. I'm going to put a link. I don't know if I can do that here. I should be able to put some sort of a comment. I will figure out how I have to do that. And at any rate, I am going to post a comment on YouTube as well as on Facebook, and hopefully this link is also going onto LinkedIn as well. But here's the thing that I wanted to mention, and a shout out to Social Bee for creating a really amazing platform that I've been enjoying and sharing my knowledge about. I am opening up an invitation to the powers that be at Social Bee to do a workshop with me so that I can really go through my workflow. I kind of showed you what Social Bee could do, but I didn't share with you what my workflow is. And Social Bee could be there to answer any of your questions that you may have, particularly when it comes to using it, which is what I do, as a tool to share your videos on social media. So if you know anyone at Social Bee, I know Social Bee follows me on LinkedIn. So I'm hoping that this will reach them as well. And I plan on actually reaching out to them. But I would love to start doing workshops with a lot of the tools that I love to use, that I find simple and easy and beneficial to myself as well as to my audience. And I want to do this on a consistent basis, ideally monthly. Cast Magic sort of fell into my lap as an opportunity to do these kinds of workshops. And I want to bring a much more engaging and interactive opportunity. I didn't want to just do like a podcast. I wanted to basically be able to bring content to you that you would then be able to engage with. You'd be able to see it in action. You'd be able to see how to use it, use cases, as well as you'd then be able to reach out and ask questions of the developers or the representatives of these companies. And so Social Bee is my next want. So I would love to be able to do a workshop, co-host a workshop with Social Bee. So I'm putting it out there so that hopefully Social Bee will say yes, and hopefully as soon as March. But hopefully at the end of March, I'll be able to do another one of these to see how that works for everyone. So on YouTube, if you go over to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the link. If I can say it out now, because I can't figure out how I'm going to be able to do a post and not be shaking the camera crazy, but it's workshop.castmagic.io/EDIE. EDIE. So thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate this. This has been a goal of mine to go live as often as I can, and I do this weekly. Next week, I'm actually going to do a quick overview of Cast Magic and Opus, which are two tools that I use when it comes to repurposing. But it's just, again, to sort of talk to you about it. It's not going to be necessarily showing you my workflow. But again, I went over today. I'm at 38 minutes. I didn't mean to go this long, but this was actually a fun chat with you guys. But again, back next week, it's going to be Wednesdays at 1 p.m., not Thursday. Today was an anomaly. But normally I go live Wednesdays, and I'm going to have one more live after the 21st. My last live for February will be on the 28th. I believe that's on Jasper. This month was all about tools that I love. And next month, I think, is on like techie things. So I might be doing reviews or something. I can't remember what March is for. So hopefully I will be able to see you guys. This is definitely something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, be consistent, coming in weekly with my live streams. And I want to be able to answer your questions. I want to be able to bring content that makes sense for you. So please let me know what kinds of tools you want to learn about. If I don't know anything about it or enough about it for me to do a live or to come in and do some sort of a content, I want to reach out to these developers and to these representatives from these companies and have them come on the lives with me so that I can share this with you. So I will see you next week. Thank you again for being here. Much appreciated. And I'll see you next week. All right, bye.